Dignity, worth, and somebodiness, a term popularized by Martin Luther King Jr. to describe an individual's inherent sense of being somebody valuable and significant, rather than a nobody, represent core aspects of your identity and self-respect. Negotiating them, meaning compromising, bargaining, or allowing others to diminish them in exchange for approval, opportunities, relationships, or material gains, can have profound negative consequences. Here's a breakdown of why you should never do so. 1. They are intrinsic and non-negotiable by nature. Your dignity and worth stem from your existence as a human being, not from external validation. Philosophers like Immanuel Kant argued that humans have inherent dignity because of their capacity for reason and autonomy, which can't be traded without dehumanizing yourself. Somebodiness extends this to a personal and cultural level, emphasizing that everyone deserves recognition as a full person, especially in the face of systemic oppression or inequality. Negotiating these implies they are conditional or up for debate, which erodes your foundation. Once you start bargaining, e.g., tolerating disrespect for a job or relationship, it sets a precedent that others can exploit, leading to a slippery slope where your value feels contingent on pleasing people. 2. Protects mental and emotional health. Compromising your dignity often leads to internalized shame, resentment, or a diminished sense of self. Psychological research, such as studies on self-esteem by Nathaniel Branden, shows that people who consistently defend their worth experience higher resilience, better decision-making, and lower rates of anxiety or depression. In contrast, negotiation can trap you in cycles of people-pleasing or codependency, where your happiness depends on others' whims. This is exhausting and unsustainable. Think of it as lending out pieces of your soul that you may never fully reclaim. 3. Fosters healthy relationships and boundaries. True connections are built on mutual respect, not transactions. If you negotiate your worth, e.g., accepting belittling behavior to keep the peace, you invite toxic dynamics like manipulation or abuse. Relationship experts like Brené Brown highlight that vulnerability without boundaries leads to disconnection, while standing firm on your dignity attracts people who value you authentically. Refusing to negotiate signals strength and self-assurance, which commands respect and weeds out those who don't deserve your time. 4. Empowers personal and professional growth. When you hold your worth non-negotiable, you're more likely to pursue goals aligned with your true self, rather than settling for less. For instance, in negotiations like salary discussions or career moves, starting from a place of self-worth leads to better outcomes because you're not desperate or undervaluing your contributions. Historically, figures like MLK advocated for somebodiness during the civil rights movement to empower marginalized groups. Negotiating it away would mean surrendering to injustice, stunting collective progress. On a personal level, it motivates you to invest in self-improvement without seeking permission. 5. Prevents exploitation and long-term regret. People or systems that demand you negotiate your dignity often do so to gain power over you, whether in workplaces, friendships, or societies. Refusing to engage protects you from being undervalued or discarded later. Over time, repeated negotiations can lead to a loss of identity, where you forget who you are without others' input. Regaining that is harder than maintaining it from the start. In essence, these elements are the bedrock of your autonomy and fulfillment. Treating them as sacred ensures you live authentically, rather than as a diminished version of yourself shaped by others. If someone or something requires you to compromise them, it's often a sign to walk away. Your somebodiness is worth far more than any temporary gain. I am Nestor Nana, promoter of Nestor Nana La Humanist. Let me repeat this to you. 1. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 2. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 3. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 4. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 5. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 6. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 7. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 8. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 9. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. 10. Never negotiate your dignity, worth and somebodiness with anyone. Thank you very much and enjoy your remaining days on Earth to the fullest.